Hi, fourth graders. Welcome to week 2 of our vocabulary journal words. Well, last week we had our first 5 words, and this week I have another 5 for you. So today we're going to find out what those words are. So just like last week, I'm going to give you a sentence with the special word underlined, and I want you to think about what clues the sentence gives you about what that word might mean. We will gradually learn new vocabulary words this year. So gradually is the underlined word. So think about what that might mean. We will gradually learn new vocabulary words this year. Think about that. Next word. A typical dinner with my family includes lots of laughter. Typical is our next word, and it's underlined. A typical dinner with my family. What might typical mean? I am the sole girl in our reading group. What do you think sole might mean? The road began to ascend into the mountains. What might ascend mean? He watched the ferret descend into the hole. Descend. That's our final word. So let's have a look at these together. The first word was gradually, and it means, you might be able to tell by this picture of the sloth, moving or changing very slowly. So gradually means slowly. And it's an adverb, and an adverb describes a verb, and as a verb is an action. So in the first sentence, we will gradually be learning. So learning is the action, and gradually describes the learning. Okay, so that's why it's an adverb. So gradually means moving or changing very slowly. Our next word is typical. And that means to be usual or like others in a group. Or if something typically happens, it commonly happens. It's similar enough to other things that have happened that it's predictable. So you can see this picture here. It's of a wedding party, and it's typical or usual in a wedding party that the bridesmaids will all dress alike. They will have a typical style of dress. They'll look like the others in the group. And typical is an adjective, and an adjective is a describing word. So it's describing something. It was a typical outfit, or a typical day, or a typical dinner. So it's a word describing something. Okay, so our next word is sole. And that means to be alone or to be the only one. And again, it's a describing word. Remember our sentence said, I am the sole girl in our reading group. So it's describing the girl in the reading group, and she's the only one. So sole means to be the only one or to be alone. If you are the sole survivor of an accident, you are the only one who survived. Okay, so think about it that way too. The next word was ascend, and that means to go up. So our sentence on the first page was about a road ascending up the mountain, and that means that the road was going up the mountain. And here we've got a hot air balloon ascending into the sky, which is going up. And that's a verb, and a verb is an action word. So ascend is telling you an action, and the action is going up. Okay. The next word is the partner to that, and that's descend. And that means to go down. And it's also a verb, so it's also an action. It's got that same ending, that send ending, but instead of the ascend to go up, this is descend to go down. And you can see in the picture here that this man is descending the stairs. He's going down. Okay, so we have our 5 words for the week. So there was gradually, we had descend, ascend, typical, and I've forgotten the last, so I'm going to have to flick back through. You can flick back with me. Sole, that's the other one. So let's go back right back to the start so we can all remember together. So we have gradually, typical, sole, ascend, and descend. Okay. So what I would like you to do now is in your vocabulary journal, remember at the start last week, we opened it up and we filled it out with last week's 5 words. I want you to turn the page to the next graphic organizer that you have free. And I want you to fill out for each word, just like you did last week. I want you to put the word in the middle and the circle in the middle gradually. And then you need to fill out the definition. What is it? What does gradually mean? Write it in there because this is going to help you remember what the words mean. It's going to help you remember how to spell them and how to use them. Because the next thing after the definition is I want you to fill in the sentence. You can use one of my sentences from the slides that I've just shown you, or you can come up with your own sentence to help you remember. So you have 5 words to fill out the word, the definition, and the sentence for each of those. And just as we did last week, tomorrow we'll talk about the synonyms and antonyms. But for today, you have these things to do. You will remember that on Friday we did our first sort of vocabulary spelling test. So remember that on this Friday we're going to do the same thing again. So you really want to be remembering, practicing how to spell these. So in your reading notebooks, remember, turn to the back, list your words down, and I want you to practice writing them because gradually is going to be one of your spelling words this week. Okay, I want you to get used to reading it, to get used to writing it, and understanding what it means. Okay, so you have your task for today. I would like you, if you need help looking back over these sentences, I will attach the slides, a link to the slides in the Canvas assignment so you can go back over these if you need to. Okay, have fun.